Hello students, we are reading chapter 8 of Footprints Without Feet, and that is The Hack Driver, written by Harry Sinclair Lewis. This story is a story of a very cunning manipulator, Bill, whose real name is Oliver Lutkins. And this story also shows that appearances are more often deceptive. So, first read the introductory part. A young lawyer comes to a village to serve summons on Oliver Lutkins. A friendly hack driver takes him round the village in search of Lutkins. Does he find him, and who is Lutkins? So, we will come across 2-3 main characters in this story. One is a young lawyer, that means we can say he is the narrator. Second one is Oliver Lutkins, and one more is there, hack driver. Okay, so let's move to the story. After graduating with honors, I became a junior assistant clerk in a magnificent law firm. I was sent not to prepare legal briefs but to serve summons like a cheap private detective. So here the narrator gives his introduction that after completing his graduation with honors, he got selected for a job of junior assistant clerk in a very famous law firm. But instead of preparing legal briefs means written legal documents like a lawyer, he had to deliver the court orders. Summons means court orders to various people, and I had to go to dirty and shadowy corners of the city to seek out my victims. Then he has to say, he's just saying that he had to deliver the court orders to various people whom he had just referred to as his victims. And why he's just saying this thing? Some of the larger and more self-confident ones even beat me up. So he said so because in many of the cases he had to face very harsh situations also where he was beaten up by them. Right? So these are the unpleasant or horrible circumstances for him. I hated this unpleasant work and the side of city life it revealed to me. Maybe they did so in order to avoid court orders, as they had to then comply with them. So the narrator says that he hated this unpleasant work, this horrible job. And he says that I even considered fleeing to my hometown. Fleeing means running away, where I could have been a real lawyer right away without going through this unpleasant training period. So he hated it to the extent that he sometimes thought of running away to his hometown, where he could work as a real lawyer and not as a mere just clerk. So he just hated this unpleasant training period. So I rejoiced one day when they sent me out 40 miles in the country to a town called New Mullion to serve summons on a man called Oliver Lutkins. We needed this man as a witness in a law case, and he had ignored all our letters. So one day the narrator was very happy. Rejoiced means very happy to know that he had to visit a place which was 40 miles away from the place where he used to live. He says that the town which he had to visit was New Mullion, and he had to visit this place in order to serve summons to give court orders to a man named Oliver Lutkins. And here we can say that Oliver Lutkins was a witness in some case, and the firm needed him for that case but he had constantly been neglecting or ignoring the letters sent by the law firm. When I got to New Mullion, my eager expectations of a sweet and simple country village were severely disappointed. So, when the narrator reached New Mullion, his excitement about visiting a village was just washed off. He was completely disappointed. Why? Its streets were rivers of mud with rows of wooden shops, either painted a shower brown or bare of any paint at all. So why he was his excitement just washed off? Why he was so disappointed? Because the village was not as per his expectations. The streets were in a bad condition as they were full of mud, and the shops were just very dull. Either they were painted with brown color or without paint. So we can say the shops were very dull. Uh, or we can say everything he saw was full of dullness, and it was just making him sad. The only agreeable means pleasing sight about the place was the delivery man at the station. But when he saw a delivery man who he was about 40, red faced, cheerful, and thick about the middle. So, when he saw a delivery man who was about 40 years old and was very cheerful, then he became very happy. His working clothes were dirty and well worn, and he had a friendly manner. You felt at once that he liked people. So it seemed to the narrator that he was very friendly with other people, and this made him like the delivery man. That means we can say the narrator was very impressed by the delivery man, and he just referred him as the only person in the village who made him feel nice. I want, I told him, to find a man named Oliver Lutkins. So here we can say the narrator just went to this cheerful delivery man and told him that he was searching for a man named Oliver Lutkins. Lutkins, I saw him around here about an hour ago. Hard fellow to catch though, always up to something or other. He is probably trying to start up a poker game in the back of Fritz's shop. I shall tell you, boy, is there any hurry about locating Lutkins? So here, uh, the when the narrator just told the delivery boy that he was searching for a man named Oliver Lutkins, then that delivery man quickly just repeated the name of the person being searched by the clerk, and then he told him that he saw Lutkins an hour ago. He also told him that it was not easy to find him as he was always up to something. Then he also informed him that Lutkins could be found at Fritz's shop, where he played a card game known as poker. He also inquired him about the urgency of finding Lutkins. That means he just wants to inquire, is there any hurry about finding Lutkins? Yes, I want to catch the afternoon train, and we can drive afternoon train to the city. I was very important and secret about it. Then the narrator replied that it was very urgent to find Lutkins as he had to go back to the city by the afternoon train, and then he also informed that it's very important and secret, that he just wants to find that person. Who is that? Oliver Lutkins. I shall tell you what, I have got a hack. I shall get it out and we can drive around together and find Lutkins. I know most of the places he hangs out. So here we can say the delivery man said that he had a horse cart, and then he would help him in finding Lutkins. And he also informed him that he knew all those places where Lutkins spent his free times, where he just hangs out. He was so open and friendly that I glowed with the warmth of his affection. So here we can say the narrator was very impressed by the hack driver, or by the delivery man. The clerk was actually impressed by the friendly and caring behavior of the delivery man, and uh, that's why we can say he was impressed by the warmth of his affection. I knew, of course, that he wanted the business, but his kindness was real. I was glad the fair money would go to this good fellow, so I managed to bargain down to $2 an hour, and then he brought from his house nearby a sort of large black box on wheels. So here we can say the narrator, who was very impressed by the friendly and caring behavior of the delivery boy, and then uh, he just says that though he knew that he was trying to earn some money, that means he just wants to get some work from the narrator. That's why the narrator accepted his offer, because he was a very nice person according to the narrator. So he just wants that the fair money would go to this nice fellow. So we can also say that it was because of his nice and friendly behavior that the narrator accepted the offer, and then he just bargained this deal at $2 per hour, right? Then later on, the delivery man brought his horse cart and offered him to sit. Black box on wheels means that is horse cart. He remarked, "Well, young man, here is the carriage," and his wide smile made him into an old friend. "These villagers are so friendly to help a stranger." He had already made it his own task to find Oliver Lutkins for me. So the delivery boy brought his horse cart and offered him to sit. So the narrator just thought of the kindness and the helpful nature of the villagers who helped a stranger and took his problem as his own. So he was very impressed, we can say, by his kindness and by his helping nature. Now again, he just started a conversation, and he said, "I don't want to interfere, young fellow, but my guess is that you want to collect some money from Lutkins." So here the delivery man started a conversation with the narrator, with the clerk, and inquired if he had to take back his money from Lutkins. He never pays anybody a cent. Then he also told him that Lutkins never paid back his debts. "He still owes me 50 cents on a poker game I was fool uh, enough to play with him." Then the delivery man, that means the hack driver, regretted being a fool who played with Lutkins, though he was aware of his nature of non payment of money. Although he was very aware of this thing that Lutkins never paid back his debts or his money, but even then he was also befooled by him. He is not really bad, but it's hard to make him uh, part with his money. If you try to collect from him in those fancy clothes, he shall be suspicious and get away from you. So uh, just he also informed him that uh, if you want to, that means the Oliver Lutkins is not really very bad, but it is very difficult to make him part with me, separate him with his money. So it's very difficult to take money from him. That is the non-payment, his nature of non-payment of money. So he also just suggested that he should not come in front of Lutkins because his fancy clothes could make Lutkins doubt him. That means it can make him suspicious and could give him a chance to run away. So he told him to stay behind him at Fritz's shop. He says that if you want, I shall go into Fritz and ask for him, and you can keep out of sight behind me. Right? So that's why he suggested him to stay behind him at Fritz's shop. I loved him for this. By myself, I might never have found Lutkins. With the hack driver's knowing help, I was sure of getting my man. So here again we can say the narrator was so impressed by the hack driver that he was just thinking that he might never have found Lutkins without hack driver's help. So now he was very confident that he would get his man. I took him into my confidence and told him that I wanted to serve the summons on Lutkins. So as the hack driver was working hard for him, he just told him the truth behind his search. He told him that Lutkins was a witness. I took him in, I just wanted to serve the summons on Lutkins, and the man had refused to be a witness when his information would have quickly settled our case. The driver listened earnestly. So here we can say the narrator just told the hack driver that Lutkins was a witness in a very important case, but he was not helping them out by giving them the details, and that information of Lutkins could help them in solving the case quickly. So the driver just heard all this seriously. Honestly means seriously, sincerely. At the end, he hit me on the shoulder and laughed. Well, we shall give Brother Lutkins a little surprise. So then he just hit on the clerk's shoulder and said that they would surprise Lutkins by catching him and fulfilling the clerk's purpose. What was that? To catch Oliver Lutkins. Let us start, driver. So the narrator just asked him that they should start their search for Lutkins. Most folks around here call me Bill or Magnuson. My business is called William Magnuson, Fancy Carting and Hacking. Now, on their way, the hack driver introduced himself as Bill or Magnuson and said that his business was called William Magnuson, Fancy Carting and Hacking. All right, Bill, shall we proceed to Fritz? So now the clerk just replied in a very friendly way that now he and Bill should begin their search mission. And what was that? To begin with Fritz's shop. Yes, Lutkin is just as likely to be there as anywhere, plays a lot of poker. He's good at deceiving people. Bill seemed to admire Lutkin's talent of dishonesty. I felt that if he had been a policeman, he would have caught Lutkins respectfully and jailed him with regret. So here, Bill just told him that Lutkins was fond of playing poker and also just praised his ability to cheat others. Deceiving means cheat. So this made the narrator imagine about Bill that if he had been a policeman, he would have caught Lutkins in a very respectful manner. And not only this, he would have felt bad to put that man in jail. He would be regretful. He would feel sorry for that. Bill led me into Fritz Have you seen Oliver Lutkins around today? Friend of his looking for him, said Bill cheerily. So uh, now Fritz uh, looked at me hiding behind Bill. He hesitated and then admitted, yes, he was in here a little while ago. Uh, Guess he is gone over to Gustav's to get a shave. So now Bill took the narrator to Fritz's shop and inquired about Oliver Lutkins. So he just tried to be natural, tried to appear natural by saying that his friend had come to meet him. So he did this to make Fritz tell the truth about Lutkins. So at first Fritz was confused, and then he just informed that Lutkins was there a few hours ago, but he left for Gustav's shop where he had gone for a shave. After getting this information, well, if he comes in, tell him I am looking for him. We draw to Gustav's barber shop. So after getting this information, they just moved towards Gustav's barber shop. And Bill also asked Fritz to convey a message to Lutkins that he was looking for him. Now again, Bill went in first and I lingered at the door. Lingered means waited outside. Then he just said, he asked not only the Swede but two customers if they had seen Lutkins. The Swede had not. He said angrily, I haven't seen him and don't care to. But if you find him, you can just collect that $35 he owes me. So we now come to know that when they were just moved to Gustav's shop, here also Bill went inside the shop first and the narrator waited for him outside. He just kept standing outside. They had to face the anger of the Swede also, or the owner also, or we can say the Gustav's also, hairdresser, because Lutkins had not paid his $35. Now one of the customers thought that he had seen Lutkins walking down Main Street, this side of the hotel. So one of the customer told them that he had seen Lutkin in the main street near the hotel. As we climbed back into the hack, Bill concluded that since Lutkin had exhausted his credit at Gustav's, he had probably gone to Gray's for a shave. So when they were just about to climb the hack again, Bill just guessed that Lutkin may have gone to Gray's barber shop as his credit limit with Gustav's had ended. Exhausted means it was just finished. It has his credit limit had ended. But when they reached Gray's barber shop, we missed Lutkins by only 5 minutes. He had just left, probably for the pool room. Now they just came to know that Lutkins left the place just 5 minutes ago, and then they decided to visit the pool room, a betting shop we can say. And at the pool room, it appeared that he has just bought a pack of cigarettes and gone out. Now someone told them that he had left after buying cigarettes. So we can say they were not able to catch Oliver Lutkins. So we pursued him, just behind him, but never catching him. So their attempts to catch him were all in vain. They were not able to catch him. They were just following him. For an hour till it was past 1 o'clock, I was hungry, but I had so enjoyed Bill's rough country opinions about his neighbors that I scarcely cared whether I found Lutkins or not. But here we can say No doubt they were not able to catch Oliver Lutkins. Their attempts to catch him just were all in vain, and almost an hour had passed. It was 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and the clerk was hungry. The narrator was very hungry. But Bill's cheerfulness and his knowledge of the villagers was so delightful, so just joyful for the narrator that he hardly bothered to find Lutkins. How about something to eat? I suggested. Let us go to a restaurant and I shall buy you lunch. So, here the clerk, the narrator, asked Bill about having lunch, and he offered to buy lunch for both of them from the restaurant. Well, I ought to go home to the wife. I don't care much for these restaurants. Only 4 of them, and they are all bad. Tell you what we shall do. We shall get the wife to pack up a lunch for us. She won't charge you more than $50, and it would cost you more for a greasy meal in a restaurant. And we shall go up to the Wade's hill and enjoy the view while we eat. So here, uh, the narrator just offered him to have a lunch, but Bill replied that there were only 4 restaurants and none of them were good. He also said that he would get food from his wife. And then he suggested the clerk, the narrator, to buy a food parcel from his wife, as he had to pay only $50, which was far less than the price of the restaurant meal, which was oily and non-tasty. Then he also suggested that they would go up the Wade's Hill, which was a nice place to view while they had their lunch. So, in this way, the narrator was just searching for Oliver Lutkins. Up to here we will do. Rest of the chapter will be continued in the next video. Thank you. Have a good day.